We are GEG SoCal. I'm Karen Lagola, one of the GEG leaders.
And co-founder.
And co-founder. That's true. Co-founder.
Yay. I'm Stacey Klein. I'm a co-founder. Sorry, Nancy, I didn't want to interrupt. I'm Stacey Klein. I'm a co-founder and co-leader with Karen and Nancy. And super excited that you're here. I'm a program specialist with the San Antonio Unified School District for career and technical education, and helping out in our virtual academies and things like that. But I am currently teaching my wonderful STEAM Makerspace robotics class until our district hiring crunch is mitigated and we get our 800 staff members filled. So I'm having a lot of fun in my robotics lab. We moved school sites, so I get to set everything up, and the kids are doing, it's all hands on the whole time, because it was like, I'm not doing virtual stuff since I just spent a year in a pandemic virtually. So it's been really, really neat. I run around like a chicken with her head cut off, but it's so exhilarating.
Well, I am not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I did that over the summer, but now finally it's the school year, so I can just work. I'm Nancy Minicote, and I'm a tech coach in Beverly Hills with Karen.
Yeah.
Not a co-founder.
But a co-leader.
But a co-leader, and
yes.
Thrilled to be here.
Yes.
And yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We had 91 people last I checked.
We're trying to get 100 so that we can name it. So please, if you haven't, subscribe, do, and then send it out to all your friends. Take that link and just tweet it out, email it out. We're not proud. We'll beg for your subscription. Yeah, anyone.
Yes,
children, pets.
I just thought that I'll have our.
Glad you subscribed.
Yeah, I'll get my CTE YouTube channel to subscribe to. I forget I could have global subscribe. It's a whole bunch of different places. So good.
Yeah, it's hard to get that 100.
It takes forever, and then all of a sudden you'll have 150. You'll be like, really? It took a year just to get those 9.
Right, that's true. That is true. All right, tonight we are going to talk about just getting organized with Google Workspace. We thought that would be something that we all might find helpful as we start a new school year. It's always nice to try to stay organized or to get organized. So without further ado, I will jump right to actually, Stacey has a fun icebreaker for us first.
Yay, I have 2 fun ones. But first, how about a few icebreaker activities? So a little hint in the slide, you may see something really weird that you've never seen before. Let's begin with a brain teaser. What do you call this crazy symbol? Don't cheat, it is hyperlinked. I'm a hyperlinked nut. So if you don't know what that is, you can click on it.
I know what it is.
Melissa,
good girl, Melissa. What is it?
It's called an interrobang.
Yes, atta girl.
Yes, it is.
Yay.
And one of the
I use it all the time, and
I
saw somewhere that they had that symbol, and they said there was a name for it, and I'm like, you mean there's an actual symbol? Because I always use the 2.
Yes.
There is a Harry Potter parody called Barry Trotter.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the lightning bolt scar, he has the interrobang.
Isn't that great? That's awesome.
They're really funny, but not all of them, as I recall, are kid appropriate. So
well, I was this many years old when I learned that, because I'm talking into my text and I'm saying ? Exclamation point, and my husband goes, use an interrobang, and I'm like, dude, I'm putting him on jeopardy. I swear. He knows everything. Oh, so that's a fun one, interrobang. And it is easy to use when you use it, especially on a phone. If you want to use a symbol, if you hold down the N, it'll cycle through the Enye. If you hold down an E, it'll cycle through the various accents that are on an E. And the interrobang is one of the ones on a question mark. So it's very cool. But on to the next icebreaker.
Yep, we did that.
There we go. So I don't know if you guys, last year, Santa Ana Unified, we serve an underserved marginalized community. And we did an amazing job going fully virtual. And everybody was on Canvas. We got Zoom. The kids became really adept at the 2. systems. And so we did not go back to school from Friday the 13th all the way to the end of June this year. And so you got really good at using a bunch of different virtual icebreakers and things. And one of my favorites is from Google Arts and Culture, and it's the puzzle party. So if you click on, you guys can open up our slide deck.
Do they have, I don't, here, let me put this in.
Oh, is this going to do it too?
And then I can stick our slide deck into. I have to go back up and grab the.
I think Stacy just got it.
Oh, perfect. I didn't do it.
Thanks, you guys. So if you jump on the puzzle party, it's a hoot. And the kids loved it. I always felt like, God, they're going to get bored with this. But it looks like, did this one open up to a puzzle that I'm using? It might have, because this was from the beginning of, okay, I'll start a new puzzle so we can play one really fast. Multiplayer. Oh, you know what? Karen, do you mind if I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. And then this is kind of fun. So you have the real link to the puzzle party. That's perfect. Let's do my entire screen. Share. So if you click on Google Arts and Culture, and I love that you can ignore your slide now. That's a new feature. So you click on Google Arts and Culture, and when you click on the puzzle, you choose one, and I'll start from scratch really fast. So Google Arts and Culture, and then you launch the experiment. You pick the art. You can do solo or multiplayer. Oh, and down here you can decide if you want a harder puzzle or an easier puzzle. So one more time. So as soon as I choose multiplayer, then you guys can play it, and it suits. So after a while, they got so good at it, I had to choose the hard one with a whole bunch of puzzle pieces. So then you copy the link. Now I'll put that back in the chat, and you guys can play on the same puzzle together. There is a way to decide if you want it to be hard or easy, and I feel like I must have missed that because it doesn't ask me here now. Let's see. And then you can click move by group. So let's say we put a couple pieces together. Are you guys, oh, good. And I think they only fit if they fit. I don't think that they mess with you, like have something seem like it fits or. But so you can move by group so that you can take like a group with you, or you can move by piece like that. Isn't that neat? So there's different ways. Back to gallery. So there is a way to get the puzzle to be hard or easy. You probably have to do that before you. Oh, I did it. So you guys can see I have this screen over here. You just choose difficult if you want a difficult puzzle. So see the number of pieces on the difficult one versus the easy one. Isn't that neat? So by the end of the year, we were doing the really hard ones, and it was really a lot of fun. So I will stop sharing. You guys can keep finishing the puzzle if you want, but.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I use that for family parties. That would have been a fun thing to do for.
Yeah. So I hope that you guys learned something new today. Oh, hi, Deidre. Oh my gosh, we were college mates. Oh, how cool. Have you guys got any wildfires yet in South County, Deidre? Fingers crossed they don't start.
Nothing big right yet.
Yeah. There's one in Fontana, but that's a little ways out. So yay, rolling.
That was very cool. Thank you, Stacy. That was fun. I had not seen that, and that would be a great hit.
Awesome.
We'll have to play that.
Yay.
So up next, we're going to dive into just staying organized, and Nancy was going to talk to us about Google or Gmail. Do you want to just share your screen and go through the settings there?
Yes, sorry, I was distracted by doing the puzzle.
Load, or I'd still probably be there too. I'm stop presenting.
Yeah, hang on just a second here. So let me pull up. Which things was I going to share? Where is my? Okay, here. Reading pane, inbox preferences. Okay, so let me go here. Actually, I'm going to open up this.
And for those of you who just joined us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are oh so close to the magic number 100 where we can name our channel.
Yes, tell your friends.
Family, spouses.
All right, it's being very pokey here. Just a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you should be able to see my email here. I have no events scheduled today, or any day really, because I don't use this for my calendar. But some things that you can use to stay organized. You can. This is going very slowly.
It's up now. Oh,
now
mine's
it says
slow
you're
tonight
no longer.
too.
Am I presenting?
Yes.
I just got a message saying I was not.
Oh no, we can see it.
Okay, so a couple things you can do. You can go to your settings here, click the gear, and then you can change the, whoops, sorry, I'm just distracted because this is not working. You can change the way that your inbox is set up. So these are the inbox preferences. I have the default, but you can set it up for important first or unread first. You can use priority inbox. You can have multiple inboxes, and you can customize these so that you can say what you can determine what comes in the customizing, and it's just not loading.
That's my favorite, the priority, because then I put what's unread, then starred, and then what's important.
There you go. Yes. Okay. So unread, then starred. You can put everything else. You can go on here and choose under more options. You can pick a label. So for example, if you have a family member that emails you all the time and you have a special label for that person, or you have a filter that automatically gets applied, you can have that in your inbox section. You can also go back here. So you can use template. Oh, let me see. So now here I have read all the important messages and then starred and then everything else. And I can choose to hide this section when it's empty if I want to. You can also go on here and you can have the reading pane, which a lot of people like. So it makes it look like Outlook or some of the other email programs, because it'll show you on the left-hand side your messages, who they're from, and on the right-hand side you get a little preview. So I can click on that, and then I have my preview, and I can reply and forward and print right from here. Another thing that I really like to use is labels. And you can have, what I love about labels is they're like folders, but better, because you can have multiple labels applied to any conversation. So I can click on here and I can click the label. And these are the default labels because I don't really use this account very much, but I can create a new label.
Love
and I
the
can
pointer,
call
Nancy.
it.
Awesome pointer.
Oh, yes. This is so that people can see it when I am presenting virtually. So I can enter my new label name, calendar, and then you'll see it says calendar here. But what I like even more is that I can hover over this and I can choose a different color. So, and I can apply it automatically. So I can go on this message, for example. And click the three dots and filter messages like this. And what's cool about this, so it's from calendar notification at Google. You can customize this however you want. Then I'm going to choose create filter. And when I get a message like this, I'm going to choose that it should get the calendar label. When I get anything from calendar notification, and I can choose never send to spam or mark it as important, and I can apply it to the 35 matching conversations that I already have. Create filter. And now if I go to the calendar tag over here, you can see all of these are here back in the inbox. They're all labeled and they're red because that was the color I chose. So I love that. You can also, let's see, what do we have on here? Templates. Oh, love my templates.
That's
So
my favorite.
In templates, you have to turn them on first. So you go to see all settings, and under advanced, you turn on your templates. And then I'm going to go back to inbox. Oh, sorry. Have to go down and save my changes. I don't think I saved them, so I'm going to go back and do that. And then what I can do is I can write a message. Sorry, this is just like, it's painfully slow. But if this were actually loading, I could write a message and save it as a template. And I use this all the time because in my job as a technology coach, oh, here we go. Every week I remind the people that I'm coaching that we're having a meeting and here is the Zoom link, or that's what I did last year. I sent them the Zoom link and let me know if you have questions. And I just used a template. So what I can do is I can write my message. I also use one for the newsletter I send out every week. So I just have to put in the slide for the current week and then I send it out. I'm going to go on my 3 dots here. I'm going to go to templates and I'm going to save this draft as a template. Save it as a new template and give it a name. And save. And then what's cool about that is that now when I go to compose, I click on my 3 dots, I go to templates, and I can choose example. And it fills in what I already had. Now you'll see it duplicated my signature. So if you are using a signature from Google, you'll probably want to delete part of that. But it's just a great tool and makes things very easy.
That's so cool. I think if you click on that pin there too, Nancy, you can put none. So if you know you're using a template, click the little pin, no signature for that one time. You're showing me things I didn't know, and I live in Gmail, so thank you. Beautiful.
You are welcome. And desktop notifications, if you do want to get them, again, it's in the settings. You go to see all settings, and you can actually have it pop up. So it should be under here. Smart desktop notifications. I'm not going to turn it on because I personally don't like it. The way I run my brain is that I will look at my email, then I'll do something else, then I'll come back to my email. If it popped up, my brain would just go, oh, I have to look at this email. So I don't turn them on. But if you have the ability to resist that, then definitely turn on your email notifications. And you can also choose if you want all or important. Did I get them all? Group emails. Were we talking about like sending emails to a group, saving groups?
Yes, we
Not
were.
sure.
Yes, we were.
So you can go to your contacts to get a group. And you actually have to pop it out. And then you can see I don't use this account as much. But what you would do, I could switch, but then I'd have to stop sharing and share something else. You would create a label. And then you would add your contacts to that label. So I'll create a contact so you can see. And save. So here's my contact. I can click this little label right here and choose example label and apply. And then when I go back, now there's only one person in that group. Theoretically, you would do this when you had more people and then it would be a group. But what you do is you can then go to compose and you start typing the name of your label. And it will add all the people who are in your group. So we use this for new teachers. We use it for groups of people who are being coached. You can use it for grade level groups or department groups or people who PLCs or people who you are having lunch with regularly on Thursdays. But it's really, really useful. I also like the sidebar, just that's not on this sheet, or on this slide, but having the sidebar really helps me be organized, because if I'm adding something, I can see my calendar right here, and I have Google Keep and tasks and contacts right there. So I think I got them all. Did I?
I think you did.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Fabulous, fabulous.
All right.
Drive is up next. If you want to switch over, since you're sharing, you can open your Drive.
All right. Actually, you know what? I am going to close this. And am I still sharing? No.
No.
All right. I am going to go, let's see, to this one and open my Drive.
Did we lose her? We did, didn't we? All right, I'm going to open my Drive. I think you're muted, Stacy.
I was going to say, poor Karen, she was going to be out of town, and the August one are coming in late. And so we have all the slides. So Karen, you can probably do this one so you get or share.
I am going to. I'm going to share right now. Oh. All right. So I also am in a not very populated Drive. I'm going to switch here because I'm in the GEG, and I'm just going to switch to a different Drive so that you can see more stuff. Because I don't have a lot there. So let me just go to my other account. Sorry for the shifting of gears. Ta-da. I am sharing. Yes, I am sharing. Yes. With that. Oh, let's take that down. Okay. All right. So what we were going to talk about with our drive, I'm going to come over here to drive, and you can see this is our GEG drive, so there's not a lot in here, but you can kind of do the same thing that you did with the labels. You can come in and you can create folders so that you can put things in. So if I create a folder, and create it, and you'll see on my drive, my folders can come up, and if I right click on this folder, I can change the color so that I can know what's there. So if I created a folder for each one of my periods, I could put everything in there, or for my units, I could color code them, and then I could easily see what's in there, and I could access what I need easily by putting it all in a folder on the side and then using that color code. So it's really cool that you can do that. You can also add shortcuts to it or share it out. You can just put everything in a folder and share the folder, and then all the contents inside the folder would also be shared with that, which is a great thing to do if you use Google Sites. It's great if you create a folder and share the permissions with anyone with a link and view, and then anything that you want to attach to your Google site, you can put into that folder and it will automatically have those permissions. So you don't have to think about it each time that you do it. But that's one way that's kind of a shortcut while you move forward, that you can go in there and you can do that. You can also star things, which I don't have a lot in here to star. It's going to pull up another account to star. But if you star things, it will put it on a list. So if I had starred things and I click starred, it would put up all of my starred items on the top. I use that a lot, especially in coaching, things that I need to access every week or every day. I put a star so that I can find it, like our bell schedule, things like that are virtual that I don't print out, but I need to refer to all the time. Teacher list, room numbers, it's starred, so I can click starred and I can find it easily, because our drives really messy and affected, especially when you have Google Classroom and everything else that's there. This isn't the best drive to show you that. Drive also has the same, on the side, Google Keep, we'll talk about in a minute, and Google Calendar and Tasks is all on the side of your drive as well. What else did we want to talk about with Drive?
Okay. Karen, if you want, I am back now. I know everybody missed me terribly.
We did. Do you want to go on? It's your
well,
Drive folder.
I can show I'll show you my actual work drive where I work every day.
Okay, because it has subfolders.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm loaded.
In it.
My work drive is way more. I mean, I live in my drive personally, but still, my work drive is boom.
Okay, let's see. Where is it? Here it is, my drive. So you can see. I just have to move this out of the way so that I can see. Okay. So you'll notice a couple things here. Number one, I have color coded some things that I need to look for, like Google Classroom is purple. So I like mine alphabetical, but I have lots and lots of folders. And for example, let's see, where are they? So here's one that's starred. This is our newsletter, and it's starred. So if I click on the starred folder, you'll see that there's a bunch of things. Here's our style guide. Here's the draft of these actually don't need to be starred anymore because these were from last year's draft. So I can just right click and remove the star because this is last year's. But here, like Karen was saying, I have to refer to the bell schedule all the time. So that's here. And when I open up this folder, for example, you can see there's more stuff in here. There are other folders. So I like to organize in different ways. One thing that you can do, if you go back to the main drive, you'll notice that this folder has a star in front of it, which alphabetizes it at the top of the list. Emojis will also do that. Here is an emoji, and I'm going to show you this folder in just a second. You'll notice it's random stuff to sort. When I have time, that's my idea. I'm going to go on here. These are 0 because I want these at the top, and 1. So what I did, and I believe we have the 10-day Google Drive cleanse linked in the slide deck. What I did was I took all of this stuff that I didn't know what to do, and I shoved it into this folder, because then my drive is so much nicer and neater, and it makes me happy to not have all of those things at the bottom. Now, there's still these copies that I have to get rid of because I made extra copies using a script and didn't realize it. But when I open up this, here's just all these things. And my idea is, when I go through, I'll go when I have time, I'll go through and I'll look at, say, this file, and I'll say, okay, is this still accurate? Do I need it? Is it an example of student work? I'll move it out of here. And if I search and I find I'm looking for something and I find that it's in this folder, I will move it to the correct folder. And if after a year I haven't needed any of this stuff, I'm getting rid of it. So that's my thought there. And when you go into your drive, if it's a work drive, you will have priority, and you can put in it notices the things that I've worked on recently, and it'll keep those, and it gives you, see, these are the things that I've worked on with Karen. It's suggesting this shared workspace for me. So if you do work with the same people a lot, you can use that. But I definitely like the naming convention using the Bitmoji, using this emojis rather, not Bitmojis, or punctuation marks or numbers, and naming conventions that make sense so that when you are looking for something, you'll be able to find it. Don't just call it March Professional Development or, Unit 3. Give it a name that you'll be able to find later when you don't remember and have no idea what you called it. The other thing is this coaching toolkit, this was shared with me. Also, you'll see any of these ones with arrows, those are shared with me. And I felt that I really, really wanted to keep those. And anybody who has lived with Google Drive for a long time knows that you never want to go here. Shared with me is bad and scary because it's basically just a filter. Anything that anybody has ever shared with you will be here, and you can't really search for it. So if I were to go on here, take a deep breath. Okay, let's say that I really needed this PDF about biomes. What I would do if I know that I'm going to need to refer to this, and by the way, you can't delete anything really from shared with me. You can remove yourself, but it'll still come back. If I know that I'm going to need to access this, I'm going to add a shortcut to my Google Drive. And here's the cool thing. I can actually put that shortcut into a folder of where I want to put it. So maybe I want to put it in here. Okay, it's a lesson resource. I can click to put it in lesson resources and add it there. And if there's a folder in there, well, there isn't, not in that one. But if there were another folder, I could actually go in and put the shortcut into the folder where I want it to go. I could even add a new folder right now if I needed to put it somewhere. I'm not going to do it because not that I don't care about biomes, but I don't really need to save this one. So that's that. And then I think I was also supposed to talk to you about calendar.
What do I do with all the student copies from Google Classroom in my drive? What's the best way to deal with that?
I will show you the best way to deal with that. So if they're
Karen for the win on that one.
If they're shared with me, you can just ignore them. Just don't look at them. Out of sight, out of mind. The truly the best way I feel is to just return them to the kids. Give them feedback and return them. They'll still be shared with me, but what I actually do for Google Classroom, and I'll show you this. Here's the classroom folder. Never delete that. It will mess up your drive. Here's my archive. Notice it's green and it starts with a dot, so it comes at the top, even though algebra is before. And lucky you guys, I haven't done this for this year, so I can show you. Let's see, October 21st, I'm looking for one. Okay, so this class, this is an old classroom. We don't access this anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna move it up here and drag it into my archive folder. Because really what I want in Google Classroom is the archive folder, and then I want the current classrooms. I don't want anything else. And what you can even do, if you want to, in your archive folder, is what I've done here. I've made a folder for each year. So I'm going to put all the classrooms that I was in 2020, 2021 into this folder. And that way it's easy. The student documents are going to be cluttering up shared with me, but as long as you don't look at it, they won't hurt you.
All righty. And if you want to save some, you can always create a sample folder for sample student work for different lessons that you repeat every year, so you have them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And actually, one thing that you may want to do if you do return this work to your students is to make a copy of the student work and save that, so that if the student makes any changes or deletes the original work, you don't lose your sample. You can also remove the student name to preserve privacy. Let's see, I'm an Apple user. Am I in the right group to learn?
Yes, Ben,
oh, Ben, you are.
Hi,
Congratulations on getting your master's and
shifting
leaving the law and
gears.
going to elementary school.
Yeah, thought I'd do something a little more worthwhile than make rich people richer. So
Yeah, and it's wonderful because especially elementary education, we really value more men in the field because it's wonderful. The kids get especially our boys.
That's actually why I was inspired to do it. I had read an article in the New York Times during COVID, and it just really rearranged my priorities for everything. All the difficulty everyone's going in. So I saw that number, 6% of all elementary school students are male. But that doesn't sound right. So yeah, I'm about halfway through my program, and plan on teaching 5th grade, hopefully next year or the year after. Yeah, I just took an educational technology course, and it just kind of, there was so much to learn and so much to, it's almost like the floor drops out from under you. And but the one thing and what I saw was Google Classroom seems to be pretty, everywhere in the education world. But we didn't go over it at all in my class. It was more kind of theory and stuff like that. So I was looking for a group that can help me ramp up on this pretty quickly and get organized and start learning stuff.
Well, I think you're in the right place. We can definitely help you. And if you look at the last 2 meetings, if you go back and look at those slide decks, we did Google Educator, and that deals a little bit with Google Classroom. Google Teacher Center also has a lot of information. They used to have, it was called First Day with Classroom, but it's now called something different. And I think we're all here for you to reach out if you have questions. Yeah, Global GEG had Google Classroom too.
Okay, I got a dumb one to start with. Where do I find the previous meetings?
Here, let's put our website in the, let's drop that into our
And our Global GEG boot camp is archived on our website as well, on our Global GEG website as well.
Great.
And the Global GEG was super helpful. I did all 4 of the sessions this summer and was able to pass my test easily.
Okay.
So it was really helpful. They have a lot of really great resources on that site too.
Okay, wonderful. Is the test is to get certified by Google, I'm imagining, or
As an educator, but it mainly just really helps you learn the tools, so it's really helpful.
wonderful. And are you all in? I'm in San Diego. Are you all in SoCal?
Yes.
We're yeah, we're in LA County. I'm in LA County. Nancy's in LA County.
And
I'm
then
in LA County, but a frequent visitor to San Diego because my daughter lives down there.
yay. And Tori, Andrea, and I are in Orange County. Angela, you're in LA, right? Pacific High School. And Deidre's in San Diego County, like you, Ben.
Okay.
In near Oceanside, Vista area.
Oh, and Ben, one thing I can recommend coming up on November 6th, I want to say, San Diego Q will be putting on their virtual powered learning fair. They put on a they put on a tech fair education conference every year. This year it's going to be virtual like last year. And that's coming up. So if you go to sdq.org, I don't think that tickets are on sale now, but it's usually pretty inexpensive.
Okay.
And I know that's coming up.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. Oh, and I'm still sharing.
You are.
I am, because I can't wait to talk to you guys about calendar, because I love Google Calendar. In fact,
Totally.
I talked about it. So when I applied for my job, they said, well, you're going to be part of a lot of different teams because you'll be supporting a school, and then you'll be on the district team, and you'll be on, some other teams. And how do you keep organized? And I said, as long as I'm allowed a calendar, I'll be fine. So here you can see my calendar. This is my calendar. This is my school calendar. Let's see, we'll go to like this week here. So you can see all my different events. I have different colors for different color calendars. And you can just hover over the 3 dots and you can choose your color. And you'll notice that I have some, oh, now I'm not, you can show and unshow your calendars by clicking on the box. So all these ones that are from Google Classroom, you can get rid of those if you don't want to see them. Let's see, what else? Appointment slots. Oh, yes. Working hours, notifications, emailed agenda. Oh, so my favorite thing about calendar, and this is what really keeps me on, TechFest is the first Saturday, I think it says November 6th. This is my favorite thing that keeps me on track every day, because as you can see, some days are pretty busy. So I just go here to my settings. And then I'm going to go to the particular calendar that I'm interested in. And you do this for the individual calendars that you have. And then I'm going to go here to notifications, other notifications. And this is it, daily agenda by email. Every morning around 5 o'clock, Google emails me my schedule. So I don't have to look at the calendar. It keeps me from missing appointments. Also, I allow people to book their own appointments on my calendar. And so if somebody books something overnight for the next day, when I get that email, I'll see, oh, Stacy booked an appointment at 8:30. I better be sure to be in her classroom at that time. So I love, love, love getting that daily agenda. That really helps keep me organized. Other things that are fun about the calendar. Let's see, you can keep everything in one place. So let's say I was going to create this appointment right here. I'm going to click. And I'm going to go to more options. And I can add Google Meet or make it Zoom. But what I really like, I can add an attachment here and I can click and it'll attach anything from my computer or from my Google Drive. So if there's some kind of agenda, if there's some kind of image or link or website that I want the people who are coming to be able to access, I can put it all there. I can also add a notification. Oh, I need to give it a title first. Title. Oh, it won't let me add a notification because it's happening in the past. Let me change that. Okay. So now I can add a notification and I can have it notify me 10 minutes before, and that's a pop-up. You can have it pop up on your computer, or you can have it send you an email. Have it send me an email 10 hours before or 1 day before. So I like that too. You can set your working hours in your settings if you don't want people to book meetings with you after you would like to be done for the day. So all that is very good. I'm not going to actually make this one. And you can also, you have over here Google Tasks. I'm not a Google Tasks user, but if you are down here, you can choose to see your Google Tasks. There are probably some in here when I was playing around with them, trying to be organized. Yep, here we go. Because these can have due dates and you can add them to your calendar. You can also create reminders for yourself. So I can click up here and I can, oops, I didn't want it to do that. So I can make it into a task, or I can click on the reminders calendar, which is turned off right now. But the other thing that I like you can do is use appointment slots. And you can only do this on a school or business calendar. You can't do it on a personal. But if you click appointment slots, it'll create slots with whatever time you want. So maybe I want it to be available from 11:30 to 1:30, and I'm going to give the kids 20 minutes. And I want it to be on this calendar. You can make these repeat if you want to, and save. And now what'll happen is there's a special appointment page that you can share. And people can make appointments. There are no slots available because obviously this appointment was in the past, but they can just book. So it'll add to your calendar automatically, which is really nice. And I think I've taken up all this time and now we can't go through the other things. So we'll have to go through really fast. So I'm going to stop talking and stop sharing because the next thing is Google Keep. And that is an awesome tool that Stacy was going to share.
Yes, go for it, Stacy.
Sorry, Stacy.
No, you're fine. I'll go
stop
super
me,
fast on Keep. Keep is so easy, you guys. I'm going to share my screen, and so excited to see Rashma joined us and Andrea joined us. I hope nobody else has to pop out because I want to get a group shot of everybody at the end. But Google Keep is something my husband and I just like rely on, and let's see, a window, go.